Chat in the Electric Lounge is powered by SECO Energy, an electric distribution cooperative serving over 260,000 members across parts of 7 Central Florida counties. For more information about us, visit secoenergy.com.
Hello, and welcome to Power Chat in the Electric Lounge. I'm Curtis Wynn, Chief Executive Officer here at SECO Energy, and I'm glad you're spending a few minutes with us today. This episode is an important one because it's about your cooperative, your voice, and your vote. We're talking about SECO Energy's 2026 annual business meeting, a proposed restatement of our Articles of Incorporation and why member participation truly matters. And to help walk us through it all, I'm joined by Tracy de Lemos, our Vice President and General Counsel. Hello, Tracy, and thanks for joining me here in the Electric Lounge.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So let's get started with the basics. When and where will our 2026 annual business meeting be held?
So our annual business meeting this year is going to be on Thursday, March 26th, beginning at 6 p.m. virtually online.
Who is invited to our annual business meeting?
So all of our members are invited, our Board of Trustees are invited, our leadership team, and all of SECO's employees are invited to join us.
There's a unique part of our meeting that's different from the past. So why are we continuing to do this business meeting virtually?
That's a great question. I think that the COVID era is when SECO started doing their annual meetings virtually, and we found that member participation skyrocketed because of the virtual nature of the meeting. It allows more members to participate in SECO's operations and feel like they're part of the co-op. So they're going to be virtual going forward. Virtual
when it's live, virtual after it's done, and they can do it at their own convenience. Hopefully they'll tune in at the time of the meeting, but if they happen to miss it, they can come back later and tune in and see what happened.
That's right. It gives everyone just more opportunities in today's day and age to participate and feel like you're part of SECO.
There's an advantage of being there live, so we'll talk about that later, but what business will be covered during the 2026 annual business meeting?
So I am a true legal nerd, and SECO is governed as a cooperative under Florida statutes section 425, which actually says what we need to have in our annual meeting. So we cover any business items that need to be voted on by our members are going to be covered in the annual meeting. There's going to be a state of the co-op, reports from you, our CEO, and our board president, Mr. Anderson, as well as introduction of our trustees, and most importantly, we're going to certify the votes of our minutes from the last annual meeting, and also our vote on the amended and restated Articles of Incorporation.
Wonderful. I heard you say the word vote several times in that statement. That brings us to a very key point. We do need our members to vote. Voting is important. Why is that so important?
Yeah, so I think as being a cooperative, voting as a member is one of the most important things you can do, because truly as the members, you're the owners of the company, and that's what makes us different from most other electric utilities. So your voice, we want your voice to be heard, and voting is how you make your voice heard. One member, one vote.
Well, one of the biggest items on the ballot this year is that, as I mentioned earlier, is the restatement of our Articles of Incorporation. You put a lot of work into that, getting that prepared for this meeting. Could you tell us what that is and why it's on the ballot this time?
Absolutely. So the Articles of Incorporation are the foundational governing documents of any corporation in Florida. Those are usually what you file with the state of Florida to let them know, hey, I'm going to open this corporation and it's going to start conducting business. As a co-op, they're very important to us. They're also mentioned in the Florida law on cooperatives, and ours were actually filed in 1938 when SECO began operating as a co-op in Florida, and they've never been restated once since then. We've had a number of amendments, but never a full restatement.
Right, so I'm a member. Why should I care about that?
Really, you should care because we're moving into a different day and age. We've been operating for 90 years, and it's really difficult when you take any sort of legal document that's had a number of amendments to it without putting it all back together and being restated. Right. So this is going to make it clear for both us as the employees here and also our members of what's our foundational governing principles of the co-op and how do we want to move forward as a company.
So SECO is a very mission-driven organization. Does that change? And does the way we operate as a business change as a result of this?
It does not change. It actually will update the articles themselves to how we're doing business today. For example, things like the virtual annual meeting.
Important to members. What about the members' rights as far as voting
Yes.
rights? What is there anything that's going to change with that?
No, members' voting rights won't change at all. That concept of one member, one vote is very important. It's actually a founding principle of cooperatives in general, and that'll continue into the future. This amendment and restatement really helps us come up to date with Florida law, with existing regulations, and just refresh our documents since it's been over 90 years since they were looked at comprehensively.
Right. So why now? 2026. What's so unique, or why are we just doing this?
I think you and I looked at this when we both first started. It actually is something I think SECO's wanted to tackle for a long time, but it's a big lift to get the articles amended and restated as a whole. Really, it's important now that we have these foundational governing documents reflect how we're operating today in 2026 as a cooperative. So I think us taking the time to make sure that they're absolutely clear to our members and how we want to operate going forward, 2026, good as time
as any. And I know we talked about it. You were very, very adamant that when we do this, we're going to do it right. And I think having the time to do it was very important to you and me. And 2026 is just, you've had a chance to really dig into this and give it the time it needed to get it right. And we feel very confident in that.
And I think that's a great point, Curtis. It really took a team effort to get these ready for an amendment and restatement. It's actually all of the different departments of SECO had some input in how things are operating today and what was different from the way the articles were originally drafted. So we want to refresh them. What are we doing today? Let's tell our members exactly that, get those foundational documents corrected, and help us move forward from 2026 on.
Great. Let's talk about the meeting itself a little bit. I want to shift to one part of the meeting that I really enjoy, and that's the member engagement panel. That's a very important part of our engagement, all of our engagement activity. It's another chance to engage with the members. Can you tell us what that is, and what is it about the member engagement panel in your mind that you feel is really important?
I think exactly what you said. It's such a good chance for our members to really give us their feedback and engage with the leadership here at SECO. We want to hear from our members. So the member engagement panel is going to begin at 5 p.m., an hour before the business meeting. And members have an opportunity to post questions to us, to ask us about things related to the company that they own, which is really exciting. So you can submit questions to us via email, seco2026am@secoenergy.com. You can call us at 352-329-MEET or message us on Facebook starting at 5 p.m. on March 26th.
Wonderful. That's good details, and I hope that the members will get all of that, and there are going to be other chances to get that information as well. What should the members expect during the meeting? They're relaxing in their homes, and they've got a chance to tune in. There are a lot of different channels, but as a member, what should they expect?
So after the member engagement panel, the business meeting itself is going to start at 6 p.m. with a call to order. There's going to be a state of the cooperative, I believe, given by yourself, Mr. Wynn, and a message from leadership. Then we'll do the important part that the lawyers care about, which is the vote certifications and closing business, followed by some awesome prize drawings.
So every year I've worked real hard to try to give an exciting, interesting, engaging state of the cooperative, but I think it always gets superseded by what's coming after me. So the prize drawings, really, really exciting prizes. 100 prizes are going to be won, and there's a requirement, though. They don't just come. You have to engage, you have to vote to be eligible to win one of those prizes. So I hope the members are really tuning into this part of it, because we're always excited to give bill credits to the members, to give them ways that they can really offset some of their utility bill, and there's some cash prizes as well, I believe.
Absolutely, and we really want our members to come and engage with us, and voting is how you do that. So the more members we can get at the annual meeting virtually, the better.
Voting is important. How can members cast their vote? They have to vote to be eligible for the prizes, so how can they do that?
Yes, so you can cast your vote online at secoenergy.com. Go to your co-op and annual meeting. You can cast it by vote at 352-793-3801 or by mail using the ballot included in your annual meeting notice.
A lot of different ways is to get that vote in, which is important, but we also want them to be eligible for those very nice door prizes. Where exactly if they don't get it here, where can they learn more about the 2026 business meeting?
So I actually encourage all members to go onto our website and learn a little more about the restated Articles of Articles of Incorporation. And you can find all of those documents online, and printed copies are available at all 5 SECO Energy member service centers.
Wonderful. So Tracy, before we wrap up, are there any final thoughts you want to share before we close it out?
I just encourage everybody to get engaged. This is one of the best parts of being a member of a co-op, is getting to have your voice heard, and how you do that is by voting in the annual meeting. So we hope that as many members as possible will join us, especially because it's virtual, it's easy to access, and we just want as many people there as possible.
Tracy, thanks for joining me here today with Power Chat in the Electric Lounge. Thanks for all the work you put into getting those Articles of Incorporation ready for our members, and all the work that you do on behalf of our members here at SECO. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks to you, Tracy, and thanks for helping us walk through what's on the ballot and why it matters. To members listening today, this is your cooperative. Your vote helps keep SECO strong, transparent, and member-driven. So take a moment to cast your vote. Mark your calendar for March 26th and join us for the annual business meeting. That's it for this episode of Power Chat in the Electric Lounge. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.